What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Artisan MC, on my ride home. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. So I felt like this could be a bit misleading, right? It's a PMDM, but the title is geek related, being Batman's hero, right? But this, what I wanted to say felt more like a PMDM than a geek speak, even though the title says something different. So, you guys may well know or understand some of the stuff I've been dealing with at work and the relative unease that I've had recently there and what's going on and people that have to be talked to and bigwigs and all that shit, right? That's all well and good. You know about that. So this evening, something happened that took me a step back. And as the saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished, right? And so the good deed that I was doing was for one of our customers, right? Just wanting to fix something that I saw wrong because my OCD will not allow me to let it go, okay? I see something wrong. I know it's wrong. I can't just turn a blind eye and say, well, that wasn't my part of the work to do, so I'm just going to leave it. I can't. I got a conscience, y'all. I do have a conscience. It will not allow me to walk away from some shit like that. So I pitched the idea, found the parts I needed for the fix, talked to my supervisor, talked to my director on how I was going to fix it, what I needed to do to fix it, what had to be there because we got policy people up our butts right now. Went to go get it done. And in getting it done, I kept running into a snag. Now, the fix is something I've done 100 times. I've done this fix 100 times. There's nothing new. Nothing new to me. There's nothing new to the tools I was using. Nothing new about it. But something just wasn't taking on, right? And what I initially showed up for a quick, 10, 15 minute fix, and then out the gate and off to, my movie date and whatnot, I'm good, right? No, nigga. No one. Yeah. The courageous men do not sit there and watch the world burn. We can't do it. It's absolutely impossible. You have to hold us down. Absolutely impossible, right? Like they say, fools rush in. Well, who called him a fool? The motherfucker sitting back there watching. In this sense, I consider myself a good man, which means I don't always sit around and do nothing. I do not see it as a virtue to sit around and do nothing if I can. If I can do something, I'm going to do it. If I can't, I'm going to try to find you somebody who can. Just how I am. So anyway, I could not get this thing done, and time stretched on. And every time I went back to check this valve, the motherfucker was leaking all over the place. Spraying water and everything. And one of the things I had to do is I called my supervisor. Now, my supervisor might be in a little bit of shit right now based on what's been going on and actions I had to take, to look after, myself. right? Maybe a little frosty. I felt it as being a little frosty, right? But I reached out to him. He couldn't help me. So what was I left to do? I needed an extra hand. I'm there, by myself. And I need an extra hand to get this done correctly. I cannot just leave and come back tomorrow. Cannot leave these people with no, water in their house for the night. So I call the tech that's on call. And the tech that's on call is my hater. My hater. I had to call him. I had to. Given the job and what's going on, I needed the other hand. He is the only one who can come get on the clock and come give me a hand if I was not available. So what do you think I did? Fucking called him. I called him and asked for his help. And you know what? He answered the phone, said he was 6 minutes out and he would come and help. And I got to sit there, let the customer know what was going on, what the situation was, that I was waiting for some aid. The customer wanted to help, but I told the customer, I can't have you helping me. It's a liability issue if something goes wrong. So just sit back. Somebody's on the way. We're going to take care of it. And while I was waiting for Hater Tech to show up, supervisor called back. And he said he was on his way. So within about 10 minutes or so, I have both of them there. Supervisor and other tech. And putting our hands together, figuring out what was going on, got it done. Hater Tech helped, supervisor helped. Now, mind you, in this situation, there is possible friction between the three of them. Definitely between two of them. But we're still all there, working together, getting the job done. Hater Tech got another call. He was off to go do what he do, to answer that call. I thanked him while he was there with my supervisor there. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you coming and for the help, right? Said no problem. He left and went and did his deal. Supervisor stayed, got it fixed, and I thanked him for showing up to help me. Now, mind you, this is 2 hours after I was supposed to have already been gone. 2 hours after I was supposed to be gone. Finally got a text. I'm fucking embarrassed because I needed to call for help. I am a prideful person. I am a competent person. If I need help, it is a bit embarrassing. It is a bit embarrassing. It is humbling to remind me, as much as I know, I don't know everything. And everything doesn't work out for me all the time. It doesn't. So when we got it done, and the supervisor there, and I thank him for helping me out, letting him know, I was embarrassed, disappointed, myself, that I have to call the guy, my friend, who trained me and let him know and say, hey, I finally ran into one that I didn't get right this time. Yeah, I know what he's going to say. He's going to laugh at me, call me Cootie Brown and everything else, and laugh at me about, not being able to get it done. right? But that's me paying respect to him for teaching me how to do this. And after all these years, one of the times I tried to do it, it didn't work. I had to get help from somebody else. And I'm telling my supervisor that story, and he said, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. If I'm not needed, I don't have a job either." It's his exact words. And it felt like a little sadness in his voice when he said it. But I also took it in a different vein because of what's going on with work and what I'm concerned about, right? So I was sitting there thinking about it, went back, made my notes, closed out the work order and whatnot. And I was sitting there thinking about it because I told my supervisor when we were talking that he was making a joke that, oh, it was a good thing that, Hater Tech showed up, right? And he said, and I told him, he didn't just show up. I called him. And he showed up. He said, oh, because I didn't answer the phone. I said, exactly. You weren't available. I called him. And I told you, when it comes to work, I don't give a shit. It's not personal. I can work with you. I can help you. I don't have to like you. Don't. If I personally don't like you because you personally did some shit to me, I don't have to like you. But if it's at work and it's about work shit, you will get 100% of my help, 100% of my effort. But I don't assume everybody operates the way I do. I do not assume that. When I do, when I make the mistake of assuming that about people, I am quickly proven that everybody does not operate the same way I do. Right? So, we laughed it off. I went and closed the work order. And when I went back and closed my work order, I'm still thinking about what my supervisor said about being useful or about being needed. And I texted him and let him know, thank you for helping me again. And you're always needed, right? You're always needed. And I didn't mean it as, just trying to, pat him on the shoulder, slap on the back, tell him he good. No, that was being legit. It's like, dude, I've done his job. I have done his fucking job. I liked it and I didn't like it at times. I see the stress on his face at times doing his job. Because I've had enough interactions with him to get a gauge on his personality. He's a pretty decent dude. Family man, likes to have fun, goofy guy. He wants to be that. But given the demands of his job, he has to do other things. And I know at times it goes against who he is as a person. But that's what it means to work corporate. Corporate is different than working for yourself. Because your morals and your personal beliefs can always be aligned. Corporate is not that way all the time. Your personal beliefs are not always aligned with what the corporate policy and procedures are. It's not. You have to do some tough shit and not say certain things to do your damn job and to keep it. It's just the way it is. It sucks, but it's there because it's there to protect everybody involved, not just your damn feelings. Because it's about the work, not your feelings, right? So I did give them that, props, right? Let them know you always need it. But what I also did was I went back and texted to Hater Tech. I did. And I told him, thank you. Use his name. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate your help. It meant that shit, legit. I did mean it. It wasn't just I'm blowing smoke up his ass. This is what you're supposed to say. No, I genuinely meant it. Because he could have not answered the fucking phone. Could have. But then he showed up and actually helped. You could have not did that. As soon as he saw the supervisor there, he could have said, "Oh, you good," and mashed off. But no, he helped. And something he showed me actually did help that I didn't know I needed to do here at this place. Never had to do it anywhere else, but at this place, I need to do that because it's a different situation. And he's been at that place a little bit longer than me. You at least know that. I don't have a problem showing people respect. I always show people respect. And one of the things I always respect is knowledge. Knowledge and time in. I will respect you for the time you spent somewhere. I will. Because that is time. If I'm new to the situation, I don't have him. Because every situation is different. Every job site is different, right? So something I wasn't doing because I've never had to do it before, I have to do on this job, on this site. And he knew that. And he told it to me. Now, I could have kept it to myself, puffed up my ego and say, "Fuck that motherfucker." I could have did that. I probably would have been justified in doing it. But for me, that's not how I roll. I try to live my shit true and keep my shit aligned with my conscience, right? And be genuine about who I am and what I think and what I believe and feel. I was grateful that they showed up. I was. And it helped me get that done. Something I was trying to do good for the customer. We got it done. Bullshit aside, it got done. So when I'm finishing out my day, put my stuff away, get my tools all situated back, and I sent those texts to those guys, I'm thinking about the fact that even Batman needs a hero sometimes. He does. And the one comic I always remember is the Batman black and white comic, where Batman has on his utility belt a button. And that button he only uses in like dire situations or something like that. And that button goes to Superman. If he's in a situation that he cannot think himself the fuck out of, there's no other way he will call Clark. He will call Clark. And in the comic I'm thinking of, it's a black and white comic, and I can never remember the name of it. Batman was chasing these criminals down, been tracking them for a couple days, damn near a week or so. Come in through the skylight, get into a situation with them, and a stray shot goes off and hits some woman that's in the building. She was in the room. She wasn't supposed to be there. He had been watching them for days. He had been watching them for days. And that stray shot went off when he went in there fighting them dudes and hit her. He lost it. And what did he do? He called fucking Superman. And what Superman did is he showed up quick, right? But he didn't help him. He sat there and he talked to him. And he didn't call him Batman. He called him Bruce. And what you see is Batman, and not even Batman, you see him, Bruce, freaking out a bit. That he planned everything. He knew everything. Everything was planned out. He doesn't know how this happened. And because this woman is in danger of dying because of a gunshot wound of something he did, he is freaking. You're seeing Bruce as that child a little bit. You're seeing that child that lives, that Bruce is inside of Batman. You're seeing that. He's traumatized a bit. That's why he calls Superman. And Superman is being there, being a stern friend, but a father, and he's X-raying the chick and telling him, like, yeah, this is severed. You hold pressure here, she'll be all right. I'll take care of it, right? But it's an interesting book for that fact that Batman actually called Superman, and Superman showed up to help him, but he did chastise him a little bit. That you need to be more careful. Innocent life, you know. They may ideologically not get along at times, but they know they got each other back. And I can't say that for the damn haters, right? I can't say that. But if I'm Batman in this goddamn story and I needed help, the motherfucker did show up and be my hero. What can you say about that shit? Only thing you can say about it is that I am grateful that the motherfucker was able to put that shit aside and actually come give me some help. I'm grateful that my ego is not so large that I was too stubborn to actually say, fuck that, I ain't calling that motherfucker. And still been there fucking around with that shit, not getting it done, and frustrated and pissed off. So, from this little episode, what have we learned? Be humble. That's it. Be humble. What was humbling about the situation? Reminded me that I don't always know everything. And not that I think I do. But sometimes it's not going to roll my way. I'm a pool player. I understand that shit. I understand it very clearly. Sometimes the balls don't roll your way. No matter how good you're playing. Sometimes it just don't roll right. It's just what it is. But I was grateful that there were people there to actually get shit rolling in the right direction, getting it fixed. And that I did have enough ability to be humble in myself and say, yes, I needed help, and yes, I needed help from you. Yes, I called for help from you. It is what it is. So, do I feel embarrassed? Yeah, I feel embarrassed because I couldn't get it done. That bothers me. That something was going wrong to where I could not fix it. That bothers the shit out of me. Right? The embarrassing part is I had to call my supervisor back to come help me fix it. That's also embarrassing to me. But look, you're not getting through life without having no embarrassment. The standard for my life is having embarrassing moments. It's just what the fuck it is. It's not escaping those. Okay, I just try to limit the amount of them I have and try to make them private, not public. How about that? But what you gonna do? It is what it is. Batman needed a hero today, and today, my hater was my hero. He got to be Superman today. Show up with the cape in the wind, like, oh, you need my help, huh? Here's what the fuck it is. As Malika say, man, put their differences aside to get the job done. That's how problem solving works. A mature and responsible man will always humble himself for the help and needs of others. Yes, I agree with that, Malika, and that's all it was. Because when he showed up to help and he was saying something that I might have disagreed with, I didn't sit up there and argue with his ass about it. I just listened, like, okay. Didn't say shit. Why? Because I've just called you for help. If I call you for help and then start bitching at you about the help that you're giving, who's the asshole? Me. No. I shut my mouth and I took it. And it was actually some help. Okay, now I know. You imparted some information on me that I didn't know before. Thank you. Because you didn't have to share that shit with me, Look, I try to be fair and do right by people. And that don't matter if you're my friend or my fucking enemy. I try to be a decent person, right? Not saying perfect, I'm saying decent. And decent to where I don't have no problem taking my ass to sleep at night because I got a bunch of shit going on in my head and worries about demons and dark shadows in my corner because I'm constantly out there fucking people over. Oh no, I don't worry about that kind of shit. I don't. When I go to sleep, I do sleep peacefully. Outside of my pillow being lumpy in one spot or memory foaming in the wrong goddamn direction, I sleep sound and I what they say, I sleep the sleep of the just. So it is what it is. Batman needs a little Nightwing sometimes. As no one said. Hey, hell yeah. Look, Batman has a Bat family for a reason. Not just because he felt like training some kids to put them out there on the streets too. No, because one thing, he needs the help. He understands he can't do it all himself. Those kids that he trained, that are adults and shit now, they saw how hard he went. They wanted to help him. They wanted to do that too. They wanted to be of some help to him. But at the same time, he's training them to be confident themselves. He is training his replacement. Because make no mistake about it, the day Bruce Wayne died, one of them people in the Bat family is going to pick up the cow and keep it fucking pushing. Gotham will not go without a protector. It won't. It's like Charles would tell you, Nightwing is the hero's hero. He's the guy that swings in to help other heroes out. That's why he has the position that he has. Because he was trained under somebody else who is the same damn way. If Justice League got their backs to the wall, who's the person that could probably pull their ass out? Batman. The hero's hero. Who's his second? Dick Grayson, Nightwing. The hero's hero of the Titans and shit. Batman got his during the Hush story, who came to his aid when his line got cut and his ass was paralyzed on the ground? Who came to his aid? What Nightwing? It was Huntress. Huntress showed up. And Huntress low-key got her ass kicked. But what she said when she was on her knees, like, dazed and confused, like, nah, I can't go down in front of him. No. Batman laying there, paralyzed, can't even move. But because he's there, she does not want to show that she can be beaten out here in these streets. She bullied the fuck up. She nutted the hell up. And took care of those dudes and got Bruce some safety. Heroes need heroes. Sometimes. Just what the hell it is. So today, I needed a hero. I've told y'all about before, when people call me, I love going to help them out. I don't have a problem doing that shit. And if I'm being real funny that day, I will play the Superman music as I come on in. Da, 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 da. Can I be some assistance? It's a joke, but I don't mind helping people. because I like being capable. Somebody was after me today, and it was the most unlikely of sources. It is what it is. So I gave them their respects. I gave them my thanks multiple times, and I will make sure that they get recognized for helping me. Even going through the shit that we're going through right now. Even then. Why? Because it still happened. They still showed the fuck up. And handled this shit like men. Shit, that's all I want. So, the message I wanted to share with you guys is never have so big of an ego that number one, you can't ask for help. And number two, know when to be humble. Know when to be humble. Know when you need to help. There's no shame in that shit. I thought for a long time there was a lot of shame in asking for help. And it took divorce and being flat on my ass, financing and otherwise, to get me back on my feet. I had to ask for help from people. I had to let people help me so they could show what I meant to them or what our relationship actually was to them. If I never did that, I probably still have some of the snake-ass motherfuckers hanging around me that I did beforehand. Because you never know till you cut the grass or till you ask for help. And when you ask for help, and those are the people that you cannot count on, then you have to ask yourself what the fuck they around for. You got to reevaluate. And that's what I did. So, I'm not saying everything is ice cream and cake between everybody, but I do appreciate what they did. I do appreciate the haters showing up and actually showing some grace and actually helping the brother out. Like I said, people are, what I say is multidimensional. Charles would say multifaceted. People have many sides. There's many sides to people. That's why I can't really throw people away wholesale. But there's many sides to people. You just have to know what sides you can actually deal with and what sides you cannot. It doesn't mean you throw away the whole person because of that, but you got to weigh that shit. You got to understand and know what you're asking for when you're asking for it. And of whom you're asking it of. Like I said, I would never have my kleptomaniac friend watch some money for me. I wouldn't. But I would have him watch somebody else that's watching my money. Because he's going to be keyed in on their bullshit. He's going to be keyed in on that shit. Tell me if they skimming it to you. You got sound now? Give me a one if you can hear me now. Give me a one if you can hear me now. Okay. Yeah, I hit the cord when I was touching the screen. What up, Beastly? You've been hiding in the cut. Swinging around on the rafters and shit. So that was it. That was the message that I wanted to impart. Never be too big headed to be able to ask for help. And you don't have to be humble all the time. Because I agree with my brother. Me and my brother had a conversation about that, like not being humble all the time. Like fuck no. And I kind of agree with him on that. But at times like this, when you have to ask for help, you should be humble and be gracious enough to thank the person who gives you that help, even if it's somebody you don't fucking like. Even if somebody you don't fucking like, you should be gracious enough or humble enough to still thank them for their time and their assistance, especially if they show up, because they didn't have to. Oh, Beastly on a cruise? Oh, that's where you been. Beastly been getting it in on the seas, huh? Okay. Getting that rock the boat situation going on, huh? Out there singing like Aaliyah. Come on, player. I need to take a cruise just so I can not do anything for a week. Might need a lady for that. Because if I'm not doing anything for a week, I kind of want to be having sex for a week too. Week straight. Week straight on the seas, on the waves. Every day. It'll be breakfast, sex. Lunch, rest, sex again. Dinner, nightlife, sex again. Rest, wake up, do it, repeat. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, congratulations to Beastly. Getting to take some time away. Beastly afloat. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got to get on. I was supposed to, like I told y'all, I was supposed to have a movie tonight. I was supposed to go see The Covenant tonight. Did not go see The Covenant because I was still at work. So I'm sweaty as shit, and I didn't want to be sitting in the movie theater hot and sweaty from using the torch and everything else. I need to take a shower. I'm not going to subject a room full of people to my manliness. So thank you guys for showing up. Hopefully this reaches somebody and makes some sense to them. Shout out to the Soup and Hater Tech for showing up and helping me out. I do appreciate it. And I will see y'all next time. Peace. Where is it? Peace, y'all.